Good morning. How you doing? It's an exciting day. Welcome in. welcome. I'm going to be coughing and spluttering all stream. Come and say hi. Come and say hello. Good morning. Hello. If you're watching live, come and say hi. If you're not watching this back, then leave a comment and let me know who you are and where you're watching from. And if you don't want to tell me who you are and you don't want to tell me where you're watching from, then leave an emoji. Leave a cool emoji. Look a little bit less wrecked than last video. Yeah, I'm like slowly recovering. I still don't have my voice back. So I'm going to be a lot of... It's not a hint, okay? It's not a hint that I know something. It's just I've got a really bad cold. Okay. But welcome. Hope you're all doing well. It's good to be back. First stream back. First video yesterday, first stream today. And it's an exciting one because we have Adeptus Mechanicus and Necrons in hand, where you can ask me literally anything. I don't have a battle report coming out today. I do have a battle report coming out sometime this week. Myself, Tom and Nick are filming on Tuesday, because obviously I've been away. So we're filming both of these armies against each other. So maybe today you can help influence what sort of list we use before the game does come out. So come in. Come and say hello. Come and say hi. We'll have a quick chat for like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go over the bulk of the changes. Which codex is sexier? Let's be honest, Grimslayer. It's going to be the Necron one because it's got new art. The new Necron one because it's got new artwork rather than the AdMech one, which I'm sure someone posted yesterday. And I was like, wait a minute, that's the old one because it doesn't have a weird logo in the background. Give us all the points. Now, I'll give you all the points that you need to worry about, but the points in the book are probably wrong. Okay? To a point where I can't tell you about the points, okay? We can look at the back of the book, but I'm just going to say they're not the right ones, okay? There's going to be a field manual before the release. We know this, okay? We all know this. There's always a field manual before the codex releases, okay? I'm not going to sit here and be like, whoa! Cryptothols are a single point in the codex each. They're 2 points a squad. Because you know they're going to change before the book comes out. So looking at the points is irrelevant today. We're not going to look at it. Okay? Thought you retired? I ain't retired. I'm back in, gamers. No fields in the far future. How they get a manual? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Okay, you're all excited. You're all really excited. I'm not going to be doing the broken stuff today. I'm just going to be going over the changes today. If you have any questions, then do ask. If there's loads of people asking questions, then you'll have to super chat, okay? Or we'll have to try and hit 15 members like we hit every single stream. And I'll even do a giveaway for this dice tin, okay? Exclusive Hellstormwargaming dice tin. Only available by winning the giveaway on this stream. So if you would like to win it, then become a member or gift a member to someone else and let them become part of the boys club and join the Discord !Discord. His line never received. Yours got sent when I got back. This man can't answer all the questions. I'm going to try my best. Okay? So we're going to get on with it, right? We need the most ultimate piece of program known to man. And it starts with saying thank you to Mercenary Q for that first gifted sub. Look at that. Only 14 to go. Okay. The most important program. Are you ready, chat? Here it is. The most important thing you can have on stream today is Notepad. Okay. Shall we start with Necrons or shall we start with AdMech? That's the question. You know, Necrons or AdMech? I feel like Necrons are going to be way more exciting. I know a lot more about Necrons, and I am relying on notes from our boy Tom for the AdMech, okay? I feel like Necrons is going to be way more interesting. Don't all spam AdMech, please. Please, for the love of God. Chat, please spam Necrons first, please. I know that better. I know AdMech very well. I know Necrons, okay? Please Right, there's at least 5 Necrons, so let's start with Necrons, okay? Because AdMech still aren't that exciting. That's your spoiler. Okay, Necrons. Necrons. Can we all see that? Let's zoom in. Necrons. Okay, maybe a bit big. That's probably a bit big. Okay, let's go through some of the bulk of the changes. Data sheets. Okay, listen, chat. You know you love Necron warriors, right? Well, you know what we should do? We should start with what's not here, okay? Before we start talking about Necron warriors. Let's talk about what's not here. Oberyn. Oberyn? Nah. Oberyn is not in the book. What's the other guy called? Oh, I can't remember his name now. Not Illuminos there. It's the other one. Look, is his model still available? Probably. What's he? Nemesaur. Nemesaur Zandrek. Nah, they are not in the book. These two characters are not in the book. I believe there's another datasheet missing. I can't find it. I think it's actually Lord. Nah. Okay. Archon the Traveller. I think Archon the Traveller's in here. I can't. There's no point doing points there, mate. There's no points. But thank you so much for the 5. Just take all Skitarii boys. I think Lords are gone. Let me just double check. Let me just quickly double check. I'm pretty sure Lords have gone. Because that'll be all 4 gone then. Command Bar, Scorpet Lord, Royal Warden, Locust Ward. Technomancer, Psychomancer. Yeah, the Lords have gone as well. That's 4 data sheets gone. Archon the Traveller. Let me just double check. I think he's gone as well. I think they just got rid of all of the fine cast. But they've kept Trays in. Just double checking just to make sure. 1 second. I'm pretty sure Anrakia has gone as well. He has. Yeah, Anrakia's gone. Anrakia. Nah, gone. All removed. That's important, okay? Some of the, like, really big characters, like Anrakia the Traveller, like, huge in the Devastation of Baal, just deleted it. Just deleted it, mate. Just deleted him. They just went, nah, you don't need that anymore. Nemesaur, Zandrek, and Oberyn, whatever his face is. Not quite as popular. Still really cool. Not quite as popular, but they've also gone now. But they've also got rid of a Lord. No Finecast and no Catan. Don't take every word I say literally. They've got rid of most of the Finecast characters. Trazin and the Catan are still in the book, okay? Anarchy had a 5 detachment data sheet in the index. He did. Yeah, but they've gone now. So they're the 4 data sheets that are Vargard Oberyn. That's it. Vargard. So they're like the important characters that have gone. Like a Lord is obviously a shame because like, but they didn't have basically anything that was like old Finecast that they're not bothered about. For some reason, they've still got Trazin. Trazin's obviously is like super popular, but I thought Anrakia was as well because he was like one of the big characters in Devastation of Baal. You know, he was so good. He could take over vehicles and stuff. He was having a great time. But Nemesaur, Zandrek, and Oberyn, not quite as much light. They've also gone. They'll probably get they're legends. Yeah, they're not like they're not in the codex. They're legends. Okay. Why get rid of fun characters? CBA fixing the mini? Probably, yeah. So Trazin is obviously still in the book. Oricon the Diviner is got a new plastic model, which I'm currently painting, which I'll hopefully be using in the battle report. You still got Imhotep, and all the Katanas still here. Excuse me. Right, changes. Changes that I've noticed. Now, these won't be... This isn't a comprehensive list. I've been back. I've been really ill. I've been trying to read the book, okay? I've done my best. Necron Warriors. Put your hands in the air. Spam Hellstorm 7s if you love Necron Warriors. Do you love Necron Warriors? I bet you do. I bet you do, okay? Do you love Necron Warriors? I love Necron Warriors. But what I don't love about Necron Warriors is how annoying they are to kill. Okay? They've been nerfed. Alright? Reanimation. Let me put warriors. Warriors. Re-roll reanimation. Okay, they no longer reanimate D6 or D3 plus 3 on an objective. They now simply re-roll. Okay, the maximum they can reanimate in one go is D3. Now, if they've used the stratagem protocol of the Undying Legions, it's still D3 plus 1. If they have a reanimator nearby, it is D3 plus D3, and then plus 1 if they've got a character leading it. Okay. So they no longer reanimate D6 or D3 plus 3. That is massive. Okay. What's the other massive thing? Is reanimators. Okay. Reanimators range reduced. Now, I believe it's only 6 inches now. I'm just going to double check. Again, I haven't made a comprehensive list. I've been really ill. I'm doing my best, okay? Bear with me. But if you have any questions, then do ask in chat. I'll try and answer you as fast as possible. Or if I can't answer you, I will do my best to make sure the information is put out in good form. Good form, okay? Locust Destroyers is still here. I know someone asked that. Now it's 3 inches. 3 inches. It used to be 12-inch bubble. It used to be a 12-inch bubble. Did the AdMech really get a points drop? Don't ignore any points. Points aren't out yet. Listen, stop looking at Codex points. It says in the back of it, these aren't real. It says there's going to be a mutant field manual. Wait for the field manual. Ignore. No points today. If anyone talks about points today, tell them they're stupid, okay? Tell them they're massively stupid, okay? Tell them they'd probably come dead last at the World Championships, okay? So reanimated range reduced to 3 inches. What else has changed? Crypto Thralls. Sorry about my voice. Crypto Thralls. Okay. No feel, no pain. Only give feel, no pain to Cryptek. That's big. That's huge, chat. Really big. Okay. Look at all these nerves. Look at all those chickens. Look at all these nerves. Whilst this unit is in the same unit as a Cryptek model, that Cryptek has a feel no pain 4+ ability. They no longer have a feel no pain rule. Okay, they fight on death and on 2+. Otherwise, I think they're the same, but they function the same, but they don't have feel no pain. Okay, no more feel no pain on Crypto Thralls. Speaking of feel no pain, Transcendent can't take enhancements. No feel no pain. Okay. They are some of the biggest things in the book. Warriors now don't know, but let's put no D6. No D6/D3 plus 3. Reanimators only reanimate within 3 inches, not 6 or 12 or whatever it was. Crypto Thralls lost their feel no pain. And Transcendent can't take enhancements, which means they can't take the 4+ feel no pain anymore. Okay. They're like some of like the biggest things I've seen. In terms of datasheet buffs, I've actually not seen a great deal. Okay. Now, obviously, these are all going to be points dependent. If they go, here's a loads of nerfs, and then everything crashes in points, it's not going to be that bad. Okay. It's not going to be that bad. But if they go, here's loads of nerfs, and you're the same points, sad. Very sad. Okay. So, there are some of the things I've seen. The Royal Warden is now looking pretty good because he's like what he used to be. So, I don't know what... I'm pretty sure... I can't even remember what the Royal Warden did. I don't think he did a lot. That's why I didn't see him. Royal. So, Royal Warden... Where are you? Royal Warden. Used to give heavy and assault. So, Royal Warden... leading unit, fallback, and shoot/charge. It gives fallback and shoot or charge, which is nice. Which is quite a nice buff for that character. Makes him a little bit more useful than what he was. Warden the Skirt Guy, yeah he is. Yeah he is. Oh, bro, they just nerfed the most competitive stuff. Yeah, a lot of all of this, you would probably see in a competitive list. You know. All of this you'll have seen in a competitive list, except for like maybe Lich Guard, you know. But like these are like absolutely grand, mate. Locust Lord change. Let me look what he used to do. Destroyer Cult, 5 crits is the same. Below half your real wounds, it's the same. Oh, big change! Big change! Resurrection Orbs! Guys, don't forget about your Resurrection Orbs. Okay, Resurrection Orb, I completely forgot. Once per battle. Once per battle. You can reanimate, but you reanimate D6. Reanimate D6 at the end of phase. At end of phase. So obviously Resurrection Orbs, they used to be every command phase, including your opponents. Now they're once per battle, but they reanimate D6. Okay, I completely forgot. That was huge. That was huge. I almost forgot. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm so sorry. Are Locust Lords removed? No. If it was removed, they'd be here. These are all removed. Nothing else is. Okay. They removed Zandrek, but put him on the cover. That's not Zandrek. I believe that's Imhotep. That's Imhotep, I think. Oh, wait, maybe not. Maybe it's just a Lord. I don't know. Having lost the Necrons a lot this year, I'm happy about a lot of this. I wouldn't be happy about a lot of this. Mostly because I'm playing Necrons on Tuesday against Tom. Is the Overlord one of the many data sheets? The Overlord... What type of question is this? Surely it's Imhotep. Yeah, but he doesn't have the claw, to be fair. He doesn't have the gauntlet on the cover. Yeah, like... The weapon's wrong. I think that's just an Overlord on the front. Has a Locust been removed? Is it here? No. Any more questions about date sheet changes so I can have a check? Again, if you want to support the channel, you can become a member. If you become a member, I'm more likely to see a question. Is it just Overlord or Overlord with X like Captain Gravisama? Oh, right, okay. There's like one Overlord data sheet and there's Overlord with Translocation Shroud, which is the new one. Locust data sheets. I think the Locust Destroyers are the same. Both are still there. That's what you're asking. They've removed 4 data sheets. They're all characters. Locust Destroyers, reroll hit roll of 1 unless you're on an objective mark and you reroll hits. That's fine. 5T2. Yeah, they're the same. Yeah, I think the Destroyers are the same. Unit size I can't really speak for because it's in the point section. I was reading rumors that some Necron detachments have no battle tactic strats. Well, let's have a look at the detachments then. An added phasing Lord, he's separate data sheet. Yeah, so the Translocation Shroud Lord is a separate data sheet. And he doesn't have a Resurrection Orb. He has his teleport thing instead. Full hit rerolls on objective. Yeah. If the target attack is within range of objective marker, you reroll the hit roll with Locust Destroyers. I don't know if they had that before. I don't think they did. Did Scorpex lose all their... Yeah, Scorpex lost all their weapon options last time. Locust. Where's the Locust gone? Oh, yeah, so if they target the closest eligible unit, they reroll a hit roll of 1. Now, they reroll a hit roll of 1 if it's a target. If the target that is within range on an objective marker your opponent controls, you can reroll the hit roll. So you reroll hits on objectives, or the closest target reroll ones. That's really good. I think it's a shame they got rid of a lot of the named characters, but what can you do? What can you do? Okay, the other big thing, which I don't think you could do before. The other big thing, let me just double check to make sure I'm not being stupid. That I noticed. Trying to scroll through an index is cringe. Technoman. Why did Technomancer show up? The Technomancer can attach to wraiths. Is that new? Yeah, so Technomancer can now attach to wraiths. I'm just double checking. Technomancer can attach to Canoptek wraiths, immortals, or warriors, but not Lich Guard. Which I thought was very weird. Technomancer attached to wraiths, but no longer Lich Guard. Which I thought was very odd. But there's a wraith detachment in here. He does give a fin on pain of 5+. He's the same. The date sheet's the same other than what he can attach to. They have got rid of... I don't know if they got rid of that in the last book there, maybe. They might have done. They got rid of the Canoptek control node. Remove Canoptek control node. But the Canoptek control node, which is the old one, which gave Canoptek units +1 to hit. Now he's always move 10. He just flies. He doesn't have the option to take a Canoptek cloak and gain. He's lost lone operative. Oh shit, yeah. Lost lone op. That's actually huge. Yeah, so he no longer has lone operative because he doesn't have an option to take the cloak. He just has it. Any other change to what's going to lead one? Not from what I've seen. All the Mancers can only lead mortals and warriors. Locust Lord can only lead destroyers or heavy. Royal Warden can only lead warriors and immortals. It's pretty much everyone can only lead warriors and immortals. Except for the nobles, which can lead Lich Guard. Yeah, losing lone op is crazy. So there's some of the huge datasheet changes. Sorry I missed a few. Some of those are a little bit more important that I completely forgot about. But from what I can tell, pretty much every other datasheet is mostly the same. There are going to be changes that I've missed. If you want me to check a specific datasheet, I will check. That's what I'm here for. It's called an Ask Me Anything, so ask me anything. But you do have to support the channel by becoming a member or super chatting. That'd be really cool. That'd be really epic. Because what that does is it allows me to make even more content. It allows me to do crazy things that I can make your content and this content way more exciting. Okay, so they are pretty much all of the datasheet changes. If you would like me to check any more, then please ask in the chat below. There are like 4 detachments in this book, and one of them you already know about. Awakened Dynasty, I'm pretty sure is the same. Okay. I'm pretty sure Awakened Dynasty is all the same. You still got Veil, you got the Realm Castic to get stealth. You got the +1 to hit and the follow up of pain. Okay. and then all the stratagems are the same. Obviously, you've still got D3 +1 reanimate after opponent shooting phase or fight phase, just enemy to resolve this attack. But obviously, your reanimation is significantly worse than it was. You know? Like, your animation is significantly worse because the Transcendent Catan is now going to take a little more damage. The Resurrection Orbs are once for battle, but you animate D6 instead. at the end of any phase, which is actually quite nice, but it's also, you can't get like killed out before you can reanimate. You can always go, I've got one guy left, I'm going to reanimate at the end of the shooting phase. Or I've got one guy left, and reanimate now. Before they get like another phase to activate. But only once a battle is pretty cringe. I still think they're like auto take. I still think you would take as many as you can. They're just way worse. Especially with the fact that reanimate is only 3 inches. So, ghost art changes. I don't think so. Let me have a look. Let's pull the original ghost art so I can see the date sheet. Ghost arc, move 10, 9, 3, 14. No, don't fucking scroll. 7, 3, all the same. The flays are the same. Once per turn, just after an enemy opponent makes an attack, selecting a warrior unit within 3, you can reanimate, activate the reanimation protocols. Yeah, it's the same. Carry 10 and 1 character. Yeah, it's all the same. Let's talk about the new detachments, okay? First off, Iron Scorpec heavy stuff, are they pretty much untouched? I'm pretty sure they're untouched, mate. Scorpec Lord, Scorpec Destroyer's still there. You can still take 2 for, like, Dev Wounds or whatever it is. 2 Plasmancers. Scorpec Destroyers, you can see Plasma Sights for devastating wounds. They reroll a hit roll unless they... Reroll hit rolls of 1 unless they made a charge, and they reroll all the hit rolls. And they've just got Scorpec Hyperphase weapons. They don't have special weapons anymore. Scorpec Heavy, are they pretty much untouched? Yeah, I've done that one. All Katana 5+. Oh, did they? You watch the video, then come back to tell me. Catan. Oh yeah, they do have a 5+. Transcendent can't take enhancements. All Catan have 5+ Filler Paint. That's actually not so bad, actually. It's still, the Catan's really good. The Catan is still actually really good. Depending on how many points it is, it might even be cheaper. It was only 10 points for Filler Paint. Yeah, they've all got 5+ Filler Paint. It's quite interesting. Completely missed that bit. I think otherwise the data sheets are mostly the same. What units can the teleport and overlord join? Warriors, Lich Guard, and Immortals. So, new detachments. We have the Annihilation Legion. This is for destroyer cults and flayed ones. I think this is probably the worst one, just because there isn't enough units to play with, I don't think. Like, flayed ones are cool, destroyers are cool, but there isn't like a great deal, and it's all combat, and half the destroyer units are shooting, and this is like a combat focused thing. If you're spamming Scorpec destroyers and Ophidian destroyers, then great. If you got like normal destroyers, you probably don't care. But this allows you to reroll charge rolls for destroyer and flayed ones, and if the target charge are below half strength, you add 1 to the charge as well. So you can obviously like get way more consistent charging. You could use like normal destroyers to weaken stuff, but then if you're like charging stuff that's below half strength, you get +1 to charge as well. They've got a enhancement to let a unit fight on death whilst they're part of the unit. You get 6s to wound, get an additional AP called Ingrained Superiority. Soulless Reaper, each time a unit within engagement range of the barrier is let to fall back. On a 3+, you cannot fall back, so stops of falling back. And Eldritch Nightmare, at the start of the fight phase, you make enemy units take a battle shock. Can Lich Guard join Cryptek? No. No Crypteks can join now. Crypteks can only join Warriors and Immortals, except for the Technomancer who can join Crypteks. Right, sorry. Then the stratagems. They've got -1 to hit against Destroyer Cult or Flayed ones, which is nice. The Spore of Frailty, sorry. If you are below side strength, you give yourself +1 to hit. If you're below half strength, you get +1 to wound. So, Oh no, sorry. If you are targeting units below starting strength or below half strength, you get +1 to hit and +1 to wound. This just like goes after shit that is like super damaged, basically. That's the whole point. Murderous reanimation. You when you kill a unit, you can reanimate. Pitiless hunters. Pitiless hunters, even. You can pile in 6, which is fine. And then blood-fueled cruelty. Your opponent's movement phase just have an enemy unit enter fallback move. On a D6, they take D3 wounds. On a 6, they take 3 more wounds. Your unit can then make a normal move, which is quite funny. So you kind of like chase after them, which is quite cool. You make them take mortal wounds, and then you chase after them with a destroyer cult or flayed ones. And then you've got Insanity's Ire, which is essentially like Blood Surge. If you get shot, if you lose a model, you can move straight towards them in a direct. It seems quite cool. It seems quite fun. I imagine there's lots of tricks to it, but you will just be spamming Ophidian Destroyers, Scorpet Destroyers, and Flayed ones, and then taking anything else for flavor. It kind of relies on having like backline shooting units, but the backline shooting units are mostly hitting on 4s. I think that's going to be a problem with Necrons, is because we're so used to giving our units +1 to hit because they're being led by a unit. Then, yeah, like you're just gonna be hitting on 4s in most things, which is pretty shit, to be honest. So I think that's going to be like quite difficult for people to get their head around. So they're probably going to more lean to Awakened Dynasty, which I've just realised you've lost the enhancement to counters being led by a unit. The one that obviously you put on like a lone op character, and then everyone within 3 counts as being led by a unit, which essentially gives them +1 to hit. But now they don't have that, which is actually pretty shit. Pretty rubbish. So that's the Annihilation Legion. Seems fun. Doesn't seem super strong. It has loads of tricks, but I don't rate just like spamming Ophidian Destroyers. Obviously, if their points are through the floor, if you can take a unit of Ophidian Destroyers for like 20 points, then yeah, maybe they are going to be quite good. But they're weapon skill 3, to be fair. Strength 4 minus 2/2. And the Scorpet Destroyers are strength 7 minus 2/2. Getting a bunch of rerolls, which is nice. But the detachment only really benefits the combat army of it. Are Necrons worse now? I don't have points. I can't really clarify whether they are worse or not. Flame ones are still fine. 4 attacks, 4/1/1 with twin link to sustained hits. And if you attack something that's below half strength, each hit is a critical hit. So each hit is 2 hits rather than 1. But Necrons, on the face of it, don't look very strong because I don't have any of the points. Like, don't forget, Necrons didn't look very strong in the Codex, and then people were just like, here's an unkillable brick. The unkillable bricks are a lot worse now, which is going to make people think they're not very good. But they've had a lot of stuff change, so I imagine a lot of the points are going to change as well. So, Canoptek Court, though, does sound quite fun. Canoptek Court is the Canoptek based ones. This is your wraiths, spiders, swarms, etc. This has a power matrix system, which is very similar to the Chaos Demons system of like controlling half the objectives. So it says certain areas of the battlefield are considered to be within your power matrix. Your deployment zone is always in the power matrix. At the start of any phase, if you control at least half the objective markers within no man's land, the no man's land is in the power matrix. At the start of any phase, you control at least half the objectives within your opponent's deployment zone. Your opponent's deployment zone is the power matrix. So essentially, it is the same as like the shadow, you know, the shadow like looms over the more objectives you control. So if you control half the board, most of the board is going to be in the power matrix. This gives Cryptek and Canoptek units reroll hit rolls of 1. Unless your unit is wholly within the power matrix, then they reroll hit rolls, which is really, really good. So obviously, like all your Cryptek, Canoptek stuff, rerolling hits, as long as you hold half the objectives in the middle of the board, is really, really strong. Now, again, the problem is it is hyper dedicated to a single type of unit. It's only going to be affecting Cryptek and Canoptek models. Because it says each time a model in a you can Cryptek or Canoptek unit. So each time a model in a Cryptek or Canoptek unit. So if you attach Crypteks to warriors, I believe it'll affect the warriors as well. which is obviously kind of important, which obviously makes this detachment a little bit better because now you can affect warriors and immortals, and that's about it. You can't affect Lich Guard because you can't attach Cryptex to Lich Guard anymore. But this is going to be quite interesting if you can then affect warriors, and now they're rerolling hit rolls of 1 or all hits while they're in the power matrix. And it's going to be quite easy to get into the power matrix because you have a Cryptek model that can take that can give out infiltrators with a dimensional sanctum, which is the same as the Raven Guard one that everyone's running now. So you can infiltrate a unit with Cryptex. This could be a brick of 20 warriors, it could be 10 immortals and a Cryptek, or it could be 6 wraiths, which is quite nice. And there's another one called Hyperphasic Fulcrum. While the berries leading unit, if that unit is wholly within your army's power matrix, you reroll a wound roll of 1. So you're now rerolling full all hits and a wound roll whilst in the power matrix of one of your units with that enhancement, which is quite nice. There's an auto divinator which gives you a CP on a 2+ after your opponent uses one, which is gains one, which is quite good. And once per phase, when an enemy unit sets a berry unit target with a charge roll d6, you give them mortal wounds. On a 6, you do 3 mortal wounds. Not so great. It's called a Tesla dermal Tesla wave. Tesla weave even. So you like slow them down by doing mortal wounds when they take you with a charge. It's kind of fun. The other 3 enhancements are quite good. Obviously, giving yourself infiltrators. Do you want to infiltrate 20 warriors? Maybe, maybe not. If you want to infiltrate 6 wraiths, more likely. Because you can attach Cryptex to Wraith, the Technomancer to a Wraith in the unit now. Then you have Curse of the Cryptek. When you've just been targeted or just shot, one of your opponents just shot or fought, one Cryptek model of your army that was destroyed by one of the attacking models. Until the end of battle, each time a friendly Canoptek makes an attack that targets that unit, add 1 to hit and add 1 to wound. So this is kind of like the, what do they call them? The shooty version. Doomsday fucking reanimators. The reanimators with the guns. Oh, what are they called? Sorry, I'm so ill. I'm trying my best here, chat. I'm so sorry. Doomstalker. So the Doomstalker used to have this. It's kind of like their old stratagem. So if you kill a Cryptek, all your Canoptek units get reroll hit and wounds of 1 against that unit, which is quite nice. And it's into the end of the battle, and it's not limited. So if you've got like 5 Crypteks that die in 5 separate phases, you can use this stratagem 5 times, which is quite funny. Now you probably lost at that point, but that would be quite funny. You then have at the start of your shooting phase or fight phase, you choose a Cryptek or Canoptek unit that is wholly within the power matrix. You give that entire unit devastating wounds, which is quite funny. So until the end of the phase, weapons equipped by models in your unit have the devastating wounds ability, and obviously that's just any unit that is wholly within the power matrix, which is done by holding half the objectives, or being in the your deployment zone, or being in the opponent's deployment zone and holding half the objectives there. So now you give your entire army or entire unit devastating wounds. So obviously warriors with devastating wounds would be quite fun. Wraiths with devastating wounds. The Doomstalker even, if you really wanted to, that's obviously going to be quite good because that's going to be backline most of the time. You can have a Doomstalker with devastating wounds, which is cool. Now obviously he's really swingy, but he's quite nice. You've then got the Solar Pulse. You choose an objective marker within 18 inches of a Cryptek. You give it ignores cover if you hold the objective, which is fine. You've got reactive subroutines, which is essentially Space Marine Phantasm. I can't remember what it's called now. If you enter within 9 inches of a Canoptek unit, you can move up to 6 inches, which is cool. George, you can do the credits review. Go back to bed. And then you got a Canoptek unit. You can give it Shroud of Flies. So it can only be targeted if you're within 12 inches. When you've been targeted already, it's for 1 CP, which is quite nice. The Seraptek has the Canoptek keyword. That's quite funny. Because you can use counter temporal shift and stop people targeting it within 12. Has it actually got the Canoptek keyword? Oh, mate, if it has, that's going to be so funny. That's going to be so funny. Someone confirm that. Seraptek. Thanks for the 2, mate. Really appreciate it.
Seraptek has Canoptek keyword, smiley face.
No, he doesn't, you fucking liar. No, he doesn't. Why would you lie to me? Why would you lie? The Seraptech does not have the Canoptek keyword. Hungry Bear, take your £2 back. I don't want it. It's dirty lying money. Liars, it's blood money at this point. I was so excited. I was so excited that we landed on something crazy. Landed on something crazy, but no, we haven't. So 1 CP, when you targeted a Canoptek unit, you can give it lone operative till the end of the phase. And then there's another one. Your opponent's charge phase, if they target a Canoptek unit that's in the power matrix, you can reanimate. For some reason. For some reason. We should probably do roundup of the detachments. So, Annihilation Legion. Let's do Awakened Dynasty. Lost. Lone Op counts as lead enhancement. So, meh. Annihilation Legion. Sounds fun. Limited units. Meh. Canoptek Court. Canoptek Court. Lots of great abilities, but only in Power Matrix. Maybe. Canoptek is the list. Canoptek sounds a lot better than everyone else, I think. I think Canoptek sounds the best. Let's covers my Canoptek theme list. Well, you should have just lied then, should you? Should have lied to us all. Have we done AdMech yet? No, we're going to do AdMech soon. Does anyone think Mikey sounds like one of those people that smoke 40 a day? I do. I really do. So Canoptek Court sounds decent. I think on reflection, I was going to be playing the next one. I might play this one on Tuesday. I think it sounds a lot better. I think the Shadow sounds good. Or the Power Matrix. You're giving all your Canoptek stuff reroll hit rolls of 1. When everything's hitting on 4s anyway, it's probably good. The Solar Pulse is a pretty shit stratagem. But all the other 5 are actually really good. Then you got Obison's Phalanx. Obison's Phalanx. I don't know how to say it. Obison's. I'm sure someone will correct me. Phalanx. So this, in your command phase, select one enemy unit until the start of your next command phase. Each Overlord, Lich Guard, or Triarch unit adds 1 to the wound roll. This is kind of like a weird Oath moment. Okay? This is all about your Lords, your Overlords, your Triarchs, your Lich Guard. This is what it buffs. This is like, essentially, no, I don't know if on power level, I don't think so, but this is like the first company detachment in the Space Marine bug. So you have Honorable Combatant, which is Overlord only. Each time that you destroy an enemy character with that unit, your opponent loses a CP, which is quite funny. So you take CP away when you kill enemy characters. There's another one, Overlord, that gives him precision and anti-infantry 5+. Obviously, most Overlords have devastating wounds, so anti-infantry is quite nice. But there's a lack of attacks I always find with Overlord. I don't think they hit very hard. You give a unit that is attached to an Overlord -1 to hit, which is nice. And then finally, another Overlord one. Each time rolling the bearer's unit makes an attack that targets every unit within a range of an objective marker, you reroll the hit rolls. So, like, another on-objective reroll hits. And then all of all the stratagems, pretty much. I don't know, I was going to say a lot of them just target Warlord or Lich Guard, but they don't. So there's your time is 9. Any phase just after your opponent's Warlord destroyed and you target your Warlord until the end of the battle, you reduce the battle shock. Every time you take a battle shock, all leadership tests subtract 1 from the result. So they make leadership worse by killing your own Warlord. It's fine. You got one. You can target any Necrons unit when you shoot. You give them crits on 5s, which is cool. So you give them critical hits on 5+ rather than 6+. Obviously, that can tie in quite well with a lot of abilities. I'm not 100% sure what you can target that is like going to be super crucial to have that, but it's not bad. You can't use it on Titanic units, so Seraptex are still out the window. You've got a -1 damage against vehicles when you're targeted, which is quite nice. 1 CP. It's called Nano Assembly Protocols, which is cool. You can target a Lich Guard or Triarch Praetorians when they're targeted for 1 CP. Until the end of the phase, they fight on death on a +, if they've not already fought. So, fight on death for Triarch Praetorians or Lich Guard. Again, not so bad on Lich Guard. Triarch Praetorians are interesting. I don't think they're super great, but they're okay. You can give Lich Guard or Triarch Praetorians precision. That is obviously really nice to snipe characters, especially if you're going to tie that in with the Honourable Combatant Overlord enhancement. Creates whenever your unit kills an enemy character, you take a CP from your opponent. Suffer no rival is obviously really nice to do that because you have the entire unit precision. And the final one, you can add one to your OC with Lich Guard and Triarch Praetorians. But if you're a vehicle, you get add 3 because obviously you've got the Triarch Stalker or whatever it's called, which gets 3 to its OC until the start of next command phase. So the stratagems aren't super great. There's a couple of nice ones like the Suffer No Rival and the -1 damage and the Enslaved Artifice. Territorial Obsession's nice. You're not going to need it all the time. But I think the other two are a bit rubbish. I think some of the enhancements are okay and the detachment rules is fine. So I think overall... nice strats, enhancements, okay. I'll say meh overall. But I think we know. Does the Catamount command badge have the overlord keyword? I believe so. No. No, it doesn't. Vehicle character fly Catacomb command badge. It's not an overlord, it's clearly a Catacomb command badge. So yeah, so like Obeisance Phalanx, pretty meh. And then the final one, I'm gonna have to blow my nose. The Hypercrypt Legion. My favourite, but now I'm thinking maybe Canoptek Court. I'll be a second. At return, right, okay. The Hypercrypt Legion. This is the essentially Grey Knights, okay? This is pick up off the board. So, at the end of your opponent's turn, you can select a number of Necrons units from your army that are not engagement range. The maximum number depends on what size you're playing. So, in Strike Force, you can pick up 3 units, okay? So, 2,000 points, you can pick up 3 units. Now, this on paper sounds really good, but there's actually only a few units that can deep strike. So a lot of the time you're going to be picking up units and putting them on the edge of the board or near a monolith. Now, if you don't have a monolith, this detachment starts looking a little bit weak. If you can't get everything with deep strike, it looks even weaker because pretty much the only unit with deep strike is like death marks. Now, death marks being picked up and put back down is actually not so bad. There's also an enhancement to give a model deep strike with the unit, so you can give a character deep strike and then you can attach a character to a unit. So you can go, oh, here's like an overlord with some Lich Guard. Now they have deep strike. Now I can pick them up and put them back down. There's not a great deal with deep strikes. I don't think there's like the Ophidian destroyers as well that have deep strike. Do the other destroyers have deep strike? I don't think they do. None of the Wraith stuff does. None of the destroyers do. It's just the Ophidian destroyers that have deep strike. The Ophidian destroyers, death marks. Triarch Praetorians, not a bad shout to be fair. So Praetorians will be quite good in this one. You can obviously pick up the Catans. You can pick up any unit, don't get me wrong. But the problem is when you arrive, you're going to be coming on from the board. No, the edge of the board, sorry. Ophidians already have the pickup put down. Do they actually? If they do, lol. They do. Oh dear. That's funny. Obelisks and monoliths have deep strike. Yeah, so if you're going to take like 500 points in vehicles and pick them up off the board and pull them back down again. So whilst on paper this one seems the best, it has some really good stratagems, I think, and I think that the enhancements are all really good. I think the problem is most of the armies will be arriving at the edge of the board if it does come back in. Does a strategic reserve restriction apply for arriving in opposed deployment zone? Yeah, you can't arrive in opposed deployment zone until 10-3. So hyperphasing, you can pick up to 3 units and put them back down the next turn. You go into strategic reserve, okay? While the first enhancement, you can add 1 to the number of units that use the hyperphasing rule. So you can, whilst he's in the battlefield, on the battlefield or in strategic reserve, you can add 1. So you can pick up 4 units for an enhancement, which is obviously also quite good. You know, so you can pick up 4 units rather than 3, or 5 units in onslaught, which you're not going to do. The restriction on strategic reserve do not apply to units that start on the battlefield. No, but most people are going to be using the tournament FAQ, so yeah, they will. Arisen Tyrant. Each time rolling the barrage unit makes an attack reroll a hit roll of 1. If you set up on the battlefield, it's taking reroll the hit rolls, which is obviously quite good because you can attach that. You can give that to like a Locust Lord, and then you reroll the hit rolls with the entire unit pretty much against every target, which is quite nice. Or you could give it to Least Guard, Deep Strike, Charge, make it in. Or you can give it to Praetorians and stuff like that, which isn't bad. There's a hyperspatial transfer node. Each time a unit advances, do not make an advance roll. Instead, add 6 to the bearer's characters and models in the unit, which is like kind of like the translocation shroud, which is very similar, but you don't get fly. And then the final one, a Necron model. The model's unit has deep strike. So like giving out deep strike when you've got hyperphasing, which is quite nice. I just don't think Necrons have enough to hyperphase with unless we're taking multiple monoliths. You know, because monoliths have the Portal of Exile. God damn it, trying to find anything in this book is a nightmare. I don't get anything in any book. In the reinforcement state, you can select 1 Necron's infantry unit from it's either in reserve or on the battlefield. If you select the latter, remove it from the battlefield, place in reserve. They use set up anywhere on the battlefield is hold within 6 inches of this model. If you're taking a couple of monoliths, the hyperphasing suddenly becomes quite interesting. If you're not taking any monoliths, this detachment probably isn't for you. And this is the only detachment with multiple 2 CP strats. But this one does not have a battle tactic. This one does not have a battle tactic stratagem, which means none of these can be effective, but 2 of them are 2 CP, so they may as well be. You got hyperphasic recall. After an opponent has shot an infantry unit where you lose a model, you can teleport it to a monolith, which is quite cool. So 2 CP, you're shot, you're like, oh shit, they're in a really bad position. Now I'm going to teleport this unit to a monolith within 6, like as normal, which is quite cool. You've got quantum deflection. After your opponent targets a Necron vehicle, you can give it 4+ invuln. Now most vehicles have a 4+ invuln anyway, because they've got quantum shielding, like the arcs. The Annihilation Barge has a 4+ invuln. The Doomsday Arc has a 4+ invuln. But this is good for the Obelisk, the Flyers, and the Monolith, because the Monolith doesn't have a 4+ invuln. So I think this Hypercrypt Legion is just bring 2 monoliths, then bring some other shit with it, and it'll probably be fine. You got reanimation crypts. Each unit in reserve. Sorry, you choose your warlord. For each of your Necron units in reserve, they all reanimate. So normally you can't reanimate whilst you're in reserve. There's a stratagem to force you to reserve. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, let's make everything that's in the monolith reanimate. You got cosmic precision. You can basically deep strike or arrive with more than 3 inches away than 9, but you can't charge. This is obviously the same as like Inceptors. Just love Inceptors, me. And the same as Grey Knights, they can deep strike 3 away. There's a deep strike 3 away, but obviously not everything has deep strike, so it's going to be the problem. Dimensional Corridor, your charge phase, and you select one unit that was set up from a monolith. And you can charge, because normally if you settle from one, if you can't charge, it's 2 CP to charge after that. So, and then finally, Entropic Damping. You select one Titanic unit that's selected as a target. One Titanic model from your army that was selected as a target of one or more attacks and is within 18 inches of the attacking model. You give hazardous to that unit. So if something starts shooting your monolith, you give out hazardous and they might take some more wounds. But it's 1 CP. And that's the final detachment. So Hypercraft, what do we think? Good strats. Needs 2 monoliths probably. Monoliths to work. As no one has deep strike. Not bad. Super niche. Yeah, like I think if you got 2 monoliths, it's quite interesting. If you don't have 2 monoliths, it's pretty bad. What I thought was interesting, the example armies. In example armies, Games Workshop are just like using like AOS models in the 40k book. Because I think they're using that as a Catan. Which I thought was quite fun. Quite a nice little thing to do. So like, yeah, I think that's a Nightbringer. But I don't know. He might be translated Catan, but I don't know. It's just the Mortark of Grief with AOS malevolent balls on the edge instead of like random little deeds, which I thought was quite funny. The model is quite interesting. Again, I don't know how many points it is. There's no point talking about points until we get the Mutable Field Manual. I've seen it used many times, but not in an official Games Workshop publication. Never seen that before. I've seen it used as a Catan all the time, yeah, but Games Workshop official publication? No, never. The model is quite good, obviously. It moves 8, toughness 13, 2 up, say 22 wounds. You can give it a 4+ for Invuln with the Hypercrypt Legion stratagem. You can let stuff teleport to it, but they can't charge. You can spend 2 CP to charge afterwards. It's not bad. I think really you need 2, but if they're more than like 250 points, you probably won't. Monolith is T13, yeah. It was also there. What was it? Was it T15 before? Something stupid. Mono. Oh yeah, it's T13, not T14. Lol. It's not down at toughness. It moves 8 now though, chat, and it has 2 more wounds. It moves 8 and it has 2 more wounds, okay? And it still degrades at the same amount, so you can gain 2 wounds. Even GW doesn't want an obelisk for the Transcendent. Yeah, we've got a couple of pictures of Transcendent, but I think that's for like the Finecast stuff. It's probably to future-proof the Codex. I think the monolith is the same otherwise. Yeah, the monolith is the same otherwise, but lost of toughness. Gained a 1-inch move. And you know 1 inch makes all the difference. I've seen tournament games rely on it. And you gain 2 wins. So the fortifications, it's still shit. I mean, do I even need to bother looking? Probably. Transdimensional Abductor. How many has it got? Has it got 3? That's a 1 each. It gives out cover and it gives infantry a thinner pain. Cool. Everybody will be happy if they gain an inch. You know what? Me too. Me too. I'm still sad the obelisk is a bit shit. It's just a flying monolith, but with worse guns. And doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything else. Well, that's the Necron book. they're like the bulk of the change if you're just tuning in. Let me tell you about all the things we spotted. We should probably put monolith, -1 toughness, but gained 2 wounds. All the changes. Vargard, Oberyn, Nemesis, Andrek, Lord, and Anrakir are all gone. All gone. Okay. They've all been removed. Warriors no longer gain D6 or D3+3 reanimation. They now simply re-roll. Reanimators only give out reanimation buffs within 3 inches. Crypto thralls don't have a feel no pain. Transcendent Catan can't take enhancements, but all Catan have a 5+ feel no pain. Resurrection orbs are once per battle, but their once per battle is at end of any phase, and they reanimate D6 rather than D3. Technomancers can attach to race, but they can't. No cryptex can attach to Lichguard anymore. There's no Canoptek control node, and they don't get blown up either, which is a pretty big nerf. Monolith, -1 toughness, but gain 2 wounds, but Royal Warden can fall back, shoot, and charge in the unit they're leading. And then the detachments, the lost and lone op detachment, I can't remember which one it was called, but it's like the thing that said you count as being led by a unit. They've gone. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. The Annihilation Legion is super limited because you want to be in combat, but half your units are good at cheating, so it's not great. Canoptek Court, loads of abilities, only whilst in the power matrix. I think this one's the most interesting because it affects Cryptek and Canoptek units. Cryptek's can attach to warriors and immortals, so it buffs those units as well. You get reroll ones to hit on those units, or reroll all hits whilst you're in the power matrix, which is the shadow, same as demons. It's quite interesting. The phalanx is fine. It's like the first company detachment. It's not great. It affects some units. It affects them really well, but it's only really, really limited. And then Hypercrypt Legion. If you got 2 monoliths, you're having a great time. If you don't bother. The Catan retain their half damage. Yes, I think so. Is a Transcendent Catan auto include? I thought it lost a Feel No Pain enhancement, but it actually just gained a 5+ Feel No Pain. So it had a little bit of a nerf, but not great. Half damage, half damage, half damage, half damage. Yeah, they're all half damage. They all gained a 5+ Feel No Pain. So you're negative. Yeah, I'm only going to really spot the negative stuff. I think the Canoptek Court is a really good detachment. I think the other detachments don't look great unless you super lean into them. But they all have like really cool stratagems. That's probably the main thing. They all have like lots of cool stratagems and lots of cool tricks. But like the obvious things have all gone. Like the obvious things that you've been playing have all been nerfed. This is probably one of the few armies in 10th where your bookers come out and you've probably gone, oh shit, I'm actually going to change half my army. Like the Space Marines, you probably didn't have to. The Tyrannid, you definitely didn't have to. You could just carry on running the invasion fleet and you get a cool model. Whereas this one, it feels like a lot of the stuff that people were using has been nerfed. Okay? Like all of these things. All of these are units that people are using in a... No, maybe not the Rail Warden or the Monolith. These two. All of these things are things that people are using in every list, pretty much. Like, there is like... You are always running this. There's like no question about it. Now, you're probably not so sure. Now you're probably like, maybe Warriors aren't that great, you know? Warriors with the Oricon aren't that great. What are the units missing? It says at the top of the screen. So like they're like the big changes. So you're obviously going to sound negative because half the army that people are running has been nerfed. Okay. Right, let's do AdMech. Unless you got any questions about Necrons, now is the time to ask. If you want to support the channel, I've been talking for just over an hour. If you want to ask me about anything about Necrons, now is the time before I move on. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member for as little as £1.99 a month and join our Discord. If you become a member, I'm more likely to see a question because you'll come up as green rather than grey name cringe. And you can become part of the boys club. The Discord is full of like-minded individuals. There's so many cool channels. I actually pay attention to people that are in the Discord that are members because the members area is like really like, you know, like when you're in an airport and you've got like the waiting area, that's like general chat. And then you got like, you know, the bathrooms, that's like memes and new releases. But then you got like the members lounge where like there's free drinks and free food. We got members lounge too. Okay. That's where all the cool people are. Okay. I definitely recommend it. So you can become a member for as little as £1.99 a month. Okay. So a quick catch up, just in case you missed it before I move on. Necrons, Vargard Oberyn, Nemesis Andrek, the Lords, and Anrakia are no longer in the Codex. They are the 4 data sheets that have been removed. Okay. Warriors, reroll reanimation, no longer D6 or D6 plus 3, or D3 plus 3. They don't get that anymore. Which finally clears up. Does this stratagem make you reanimate D3 plus 1 or D3 plus 3? And it is finally D3 plus 1. I was right all along. Reanimators now only reanimate within 3 inches rather than 6 or 12, whatever it used to be. Only 3-inch range now. Cryptek thralls die for feeling no pain. They give feel no pain to the character they're attached with. Otherwise, they function the same way. Transcendent Catan can't take enhancements, but actually all Catan have a 5+ feel no pain, which isn't so bad. And Thomas Edwards, thank you so much for being a member. We are at 2 members. If we hit 15, I'll be giving away an exclusive dice tin full of dice, okay? You can't buy this. It's very cool, very exclusive. Resurrection orbs are once per battle. At the end of any phase, you can reanimate D6 rather than D3, but you reanimate, but they're once per battle, so res orbs are also pretty rubbish now. You still auto-take, they're just nothing compared to what they were. Lyle, thank you so much for gifting that membership to Dorian. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it. The Technomancer can't attach to Lichguard, but it can attach to Wraiths now, which makes it quite interesting. You give Wraiths +1 to hit. You can also infiltrate a Cryptek unit with the Canoptek detachment. So now you can infiltrate 6 Wraiths with a Cryptek, which is quite cool. Monoliths lost the toughness but gain 2 wounds. And Royal Wardens can fall back and shoot, which is cool. Buy yourself some Strepsil. Yeah, I know. I know. Awakened Dynasty, mostly the same, but they lost the enhancement couch being led by a character. Pretty rubbish. Annihilation Legion, which is the Destroyer one. It sounds pretty good, but you really need some good backline units, and it doesn't benefit them whatsoever, really. Canoptek Court seems like the strongest one, with the Demon Shadow. Loads of good stratagems whilst you're in the Demon Shadow. Really, really cool. The First Company Detachment, nice strats, but it's not great. And then the Hypercrypt Legion. I do think this one's going to have some real play, but the stratagems are not battle tactics, but 2 of them are 2 CP, so it is kind of expensive. Now, you obviously have Lords, Overlords that allow you to spend stratagems for free, I believe. I remember in the wrong book. Which I probably should mention. Overlord. Overlord. You can target one unit from your army with his ability can be targeted shot for 0 CP, even if you already targeted a unit with a different stratagem in this phase. Now, I think you can only use that on battle tactics. I don't know if you can actually use that. Is there any play? Because why would you infiltrate? You infiltrate behind a wall, mate. Does Canoptek Court mean you have to run lots of Canoptek keyword units? Yeah, it's Cryptek and Canoptek units. So you attach Crypteks to everybody. And then use Canopteks. Because it's Cryptek and Canoptek. So if you have a model with the Cryptek keyword, your unit benefits from the detachment. So then that's what I mean. So you can take like 2 bricks of Warriors with 2 Crypteks in there. And then loads of Canoptek. And then you're in. So I'll probably try that one out on Tuesday. Because I'll have like 2 bricks of Warriors, 1 with a Technomancer. Oh no, 2 bricks of Warriors with like maybe like a Technomancer and a Plasmancer or something. And then I'll have like 6 Wraiths with a Technomancer. And I'll have 2 Doomstalkers. And a Reanimator, because that's got 3 inches. Maybe a Transcendent Catan. That's probably what I'd run. Walking Dead, thank you very much for being a member for 16 months. And again, Lyle, thanks for the gifted as well, buddy. Really appreciate you. So we've got AdMech now. Now, this one is going to be a shorter review because Tom has done all the notes. Shout out to Tom. We love Tom. It's just I'm not quite as well versed in this one. I've been really sick and I've only read 1. I opened this one this morning. Okay. Tom's done all the notes for me. But we're going to like rely on what Tom has done. If you have any questions, now is the time to bring it up. Okay. Tom has done way more notes than I have. So that's fine. Okay. Let's do AdMech. Tom's done a whole bunch of notes for me, so it's not going to be like a non-in-depth review. It's just going to be, I'm going to know less when you ask me a question. I'm going to have to look. Okay. So doctrine imperatives have stayed the same. Protect. I just wrote them down again. It says there's no change. I wrote them down. Let me have a look at data sheets first. Okay, there's some interesting data sheet changes. If you are running Castellan robots, finally you can be happy. Okay, Castellan robots. Now the problem with Castellan robots is you have to take a datasmith. All right, you have to take a datasmith, which is cool, very epic. However, as soon as you attach a datasmith to Castellan robots, you have both the walker, the vehicle, and the infantry keyword. Okay. Now datasmith loses infantry keyword. While it's attached, which is actually like super huge because now it means Castellan robots can't get hit by combi bolters and take mortal wounds, which has obviously been quite annoying for playing. Castellan robots. So they have you must attach the Castellan robot. If you cannot, then whatever. While attached to a Castellan robots unit, this model loses the infantry keyword, which is obviously like super big, crucial change. So now Castellan robots are just vehicles. They're not vehicles and infantry at the same time, which is very stupid. There's been quite a lot. You still get the same buffs, but they've just changed that. In terms of other units with other things with Castellan, Tom has told us that robots have switched around the damage profiles, and now the big Phosphor Blaster on top is 2 damage when previously 1, but they've reduced the damage on the twin Castellan Phosphor Blasters from 2 to 1. So they've swapped the damage round for some reason. So heavy Phosphor Blaster is 2 damage, but the Castellan Phosphor Blasters are only 1 damage. Which is an interesting one. So swapped damage profiles. Heavy down 2. Yeah, so they get less shots because they have 2 in fists, right? Any mods can each of its twin Castellan fists replacing one of the following: Castellan Phosphor Blaster and a Castellan fist, or twin Castellan Phosphor Blaster and 1 close combat weapon. Yeah, because the twin one is only 1 damage as well. So the Phosphor Blaster on the shoulder is 2 damage. So they have lost that one, which is pretty rubbish. But let's start at the top. Call, they see the same, but canticles are a little better and streamlined. So the canticles on call got better and streamlined. I don't know what that means, Tom. Thanks, Tom. Canticles at the start of the battle round, select one of the abilities of the Canticles of the Omnissiah. So that's our next battle round, it has that ability. Within 6, you reroll hit rolls of 1. Within 6, you add 1 to battle shot tests. And within 6, you gain the benefit of cover. I don't know what they were before. We should probably look. Why does this index start with flyers? What the fuck? That's just the same. They didn't. I don't know. Tom, I don't understand these notes. I don't understand if they changed. I don't think they did. The engine seer, he said, has changed. Engine seer ability nerf. I'm just going to copy this and I can check it. Bam. Engine seer ability nerf. Used to give a vehicle 4+, but now 5+ in pain. But you can gain invuln from a detachment. So yeah, so now he gives it a feel of pain 5+ and heals. So select one Adeptus Mechanicus model within 3 inches. That model regains D3 lost wounds, and if it's a vehicle to the next command phase, it gains 5+ fin of pain. Which is okay. Is that different, Tom? I don't trust him anymore. We love Tom until he confuses me. Engine seer, yeah, you used to give a 4+ fit in run. That's massive. I think if you can give yourself an invulnerable as well, yeah, it's pretty good. Many AdMech vehicles already had a 4+. Well, there you go. You're welcome. Minipolis. One thing I need to know is Kratos got the infantry keyword so he can stand on top floors of large L's so get plunging fire and see over. Yeah, he does have the infantry keyword. No! You're gonna stand him up here. And he's huge as well. He's massive. He's like this tall. So he's gonna stand over every building. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's very funny. So you're going to stand him on every L shape as high as possible, but he's going to stand over every wall. He's going to be like the least inconspicuous sniper you've ever seen, but he's going to be so good at doing it. He does have learn up, yeah. Learn up and stealth, so if you can see him, he's might as well do it. That's very funny. That's very, very funny. Anyway, engines here is done. Manipulators. Lethal at stage and 4% of one's battle to the unit. Again, I don't know if that's actually a change, because I don't know AdMech very well. I'm sure people at home will. Manipulators. Why is he wrote it down if it's the same? I don't understand. Tom's very confused. Tom's a very confusing person sometimes. Marshall. I think he just wrote down every unit. I think that's the problem we've got. I think he just wrote down every unit. Marshall reroll hits for unit. Is that the same? I don't know. If it's the same, why have you wrote it down? I don't understand the order of this either. That's the same. So sorry. Again, I haven't just managed to. I don't know AdMech very well. Skitarii Marshall. Reroll the hit roll. Use it on the same. Yeah, it's the same. Tom, why have you done this? Right, Cutter from Breaches. They have had a change. It says weird gun range nerf. Top tip, top. Maybe you should have told Tom before stream. I asked Tom if he had any notes about the book, and he had. I don't know why you'd make notes about things that haven't changed. But there you go. That's fine. So Cataphrone Breaches have a weird gun range nerf. Art Rifle loses 6-inch range. Torsion Cannon loses 12-inch range. Which is quite interesting. Quite a weird change, I think. You have to remember, Steve, I've been back for 2 days. I've been asleep for 2 of them because I'm not very well. I'm trying my best. I've done Necrons, okay? I've done my best. Yeah, Torsion Cannon was 48. I don't know why it's 36 in here. Torsion 36 and Heavy Art Rifles are only 30 now. Which is definitely interesting. Do Katana fly? We don't know, as you didn't tell us about things that are the same. I don't know, mate. You'll have to ask. Let's ask someone else. Ask Tom before the stream. Torsion used to be Melter, and now they're on Team Infantry 2+. I don't see why Catan wouldn't still have fly. But, you know, you never know. Yeah, they all have fly. Okay. Then we've got Corpuscari Priests, the Jazz Hands lads. New ability. Shoot an enemy unit, they get -2 move, advance, and charge. Now, they are only range 12. But if you are hit, excluding vehicles or monsters, you're -2 move, -2 advance, and -2 charge. What did they have before? They lost the other ability. While characters leading you, -1 to wound. I think that's better. Yeah, so they're -2. They make units -2 move, but they're only 12-inch range and they only move 6. Now, obviously, you got delivery systems in this book, but that seems like a really odd ability. So current infiltrators have a new ability. Voices the code. Fight phase. Enemy unit within engagement range must take a battle shock at -1 on the test. If battle line unit is 6 inches, it's -2. So infiltrators have that instead. But it's only whilst they're taking a battle shock. So whilst you're within 6 inches, your opponent is -2. Losing -1 to wound for a movement debuff within 12 inches is sad. I agree, mate. I agree. Long range is great. Movement debuffs, long range are great, but like making it at a unit that shoots 12 inches is really shit. So yeah, infiltrators. I don't know what they lost for this ability, but forcing battle shocks to be worse is pretty rubbish because battle shocks don't happen very, very often. Like, they do happen, but making it -2 is obviously very good as well. Oh, this fucking index is awful. Oh, that's the same. They already had that. What they also gained is they force battle shocks. God damn it, Tom. God damn it. New ability, voices in the code, forces a battle shock. God damn it. I need to check every data sheet. So at the start of the fight phase, enemy with engagement range must take a battle shock, and they have neurostatic interference, which is what it was called, which forces a battle shock to be worse. Okay, so that's actually not bad. So they make battle shocks harder to do, and they force battle shocks. Oh, man. Jiraxi Flavor Bat Lads. Right, I'm just going to check their data sheets before I put it on the screen. Jiraxi. Terra. Right, the thermals. I mean, they're the same. Ability change, it says. Let me look. In your shooting phase, as you shoot shot, if you're not within engage range, move 6, move 12. As long as you end wholly within 6 inches. If not, you can't declare a charge. Move 6, move up to 12. What do you mean ability change, Tom? There is no ability change here. Reroll wounds of 1. Oh, am I looking at Skystalkers? Oh my god, there's two that are the same. Okay, so the sterilizers. The sterilizers, because there's two Taraxing, Jesus Christ. Sterilizers. Sterilizers. They used to, in your shooting phase, after your unit shot, if this hit and won by first touch of this phase, add 3 to result if it's within 6 inches of a battle line unit on a 4+, you -2 move. Now, they reroll a wound rolls of 1. If they are within 6 inches of an enemy of a battle line unit, they reroll wound rolls instead. Ask for anything, which because it smells most like cheese. Neither, because they've both been nerfed. So yeah, so now Sterilizer is a lot better at killing stuff. Tom put Tyraxi, Flame, and Batlads, but there's 2 versions. I'm sorry, this is really shit. I've already talked about robots. I've already talked about the Datasmith. I've talked about Dragoons, Disintegrators. Tom says they might be an auto include. That's the first real buff, yeah. The first out of the both books. The first out of both books. So the Disintegrator. Let's have a look at the old Disintegrator. So the old Disintegrator gain a CP if you target it, and if it targets an infantry unit, reroll 1s. If it targets and a monster or vehicle, you reroll 1s. That is the same, but it says it targets if you get +1 to hit. Belarus energy cannon. Yeah, these are the same, Tom. Yeah, the Scorpius integrator is the same. Dune Rider transport got twin linked on the stubber array. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, the Dune Rider gained twin link on the Cognis heavy stubber. So that's like a free buff there. So it's 9 shots, rapid fire 9. So potentially 14 with sustained hits and twin linked. It's quite fun. Another situation buff, new ability. Let's have a look at his old ability. So the Scorpius Dune Rider lost Dune Rider, so you can't disembark after it. You can disembark after it is advanced, but you count as made a normal move and you can't declare charge. So you can't get out after it advanced, but now in your shooting phase, after this model shot, select one of your units scored a hit against his phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model that disembarked from this transport this turn makes an attack, you can re-roll the wound roll. So that is quite good, to be fair. So when you get out of the transport, if the transport shoots the same unit, you can re-roll wounds. Lost, disembark after advance. Tell me about Dragoons. Tom says the Dragoons are the same, which is why I didn't mention them. So looking half the bus behind, having battle line near is frustrating. Yeah, it's very weird. I'm late to the party, but what did I get wrong? Tom, you said stuff was changed when it wasn't. It's not that you've been done wrong, Tom. It's that I was like, oh, this is new. And everyone's like, that's the same. I was like, oh, that's new. Oh, wait, no, that's the same. Like the Skitarii infiltrators, you put new ability, but the ability you wrote down is the same one. And what was the other one? Manipulus has all the same abilities, but I thought they were changes. And disintegrators are the same. Dune Crawler's got the same new datasheet ability. Let's have a look at the datasheet ability. The bit you got wrong was letting Mikey read your notes. True. Dune Crawler. Let's have a look at the Dune Crawler on the old index. AdMech gives me a headache. No, it's fine. Even though like the one of the worst times in the game, the sub most confusing. So their old abilities, Dune Crawler, can move over 20 feet of less than 4 inches in height. Now they can, but if you're a battle line unit wholly within 6 inches, you gain 4+ in run, which is quite cool. So Dune Crawlers give out 4+ in run to infantry that are wholly within 6 inches. Now the base is huge. It does mean you're going to be like proper like squeezing right next to it, but it's pretty. It's nice. It's a nice little buff. But it does mean that you can no longer walk over terrain features. Is the Bunkers Mechanicus Sniper on stilts dude any good? Yes, he's very good. Yeah, as we said, we just stick him on top of an L-shaped building and let him stand over the walls. So yeah, if you're gonna run 3 Dune Crawlers and like 60 infantry, that would be quite funny. But Tom says most of the other stuff is staying the same. So now we've got the Fuselage. Let's have a look at the Fuselage. Roll 66 with a 3+ take a more wound. So the Fuselage, the mortal wounds is now on a 4+. The Flyer. The Stratyraptor. The Stratyraptor Heavy Phosphor Blaster has also been changed, as we've already noted. So Heavy Phosphor Blasters are now 2 damage rather than 1. Phosphor Blasters are 1 damage rather than 2. 3 June crawls with 3 agencies, 4+, 5+ at feel their pain, giving out 4+ a battle line. That is quite cool, to be fair. So there are all the datasheet changes that Tom has seen, and some of them are the same. So let's talk about the detachments now. Let's talk about the detachments. Obviously, previously you only had Rad Zone Core? Is that what it was called in the old book, in the index? Oh, it's just Rad Cohort. Now it's called Rad Zone Core. Or Corpse. So Rad Zone. Let's have a chat about Rad Zone. Now, I don't 100% know the old one, so I'm going to be comparing just to see what we've got. Rad Bombardment. You take D3 mortal wounds on a 3+. Cool. So battle round. Start first battle round. For each of you with the opponent's deployment zone, your opponent must decide whether it'll take cover or stand firm. If it takes cover, you become battle shocked. And on a 3+, if you don't, on a 3+, you take D3 mortal wounds. Now, on a 3+, you take D3 mortal wounds, but if you take cover, you become battle shocked, and on a 5+, you take mortal wounds. Damage any Castle and Robot, yeah, right at the beginning. They're Castle and Robot changes. So yeah, even if you take cover on a 5+, you might still take mortal wounds, which is like a nice change. And then Fallout, 3rd, 4th, 5th battle round on a D6, you take a mortal wound on a 3+, which is the same. But if you take a mortal wound, you must take a battle shock. So this now forces way more battle shocks, which is quite funny. So if you take cover, they become battle shocked, and they might still take the mortal wounds. And if they take mortal wounds in any other battle round, they also take a battle shock, which is quite good, I think. Compared to what it was, it's much better. So then let's look at the enhancements. Purge protocols. Archive purge protocols. Now they don't have that anymore. So they got new enhancements as well. So the radial suffusion. From the second battle round onwards, when resolving the fallout effect of Rad Bombardment detachment, if the bearer is on the battlefield, roll a d6 for each unit within 6 inches of your opponent's deployment zone. In addition to those with your... Roll 1d6 for each unit within 6 inches of your opponent's deployment zone, in addition to those that are within your opponent's deployment zone. So now you make the Rad Bombardment bigger, so you make it 6 inches from your opponent's deployment zone, which if you're going to run that one, you may as well. You can give out stealth. I think you already had that. Yeah, so you've still got the stealth enhancement. You give out sustained hits, which you already had, Master Annihilator. And ranged weapons have anti-infantry and anti-monster 2+, 4+. So they've lost the archived purge protocols, the Skitarii Martial one. So then the stratagems, let's see if any of these stay the same. Baleful Halo is now 2 CP. Fight phase, just time you select a target. An Adeptus Mechanicus unit from your army is selected as a target. If that unit's battle line, you can also target one friendly Skitarii unit within 6 inches. You subtract 1 to the wound roll. So now it's 1 unit. You can target, if it's a battle line, you can target a friendly Skitarii within 6 that is not battle line. So you can select up to 2, but it is 2 CP. Extinction Order. It's the same. Aggressor Imperative. Which is different, I think. One Skitarii unit from your army that has not been selected to move. If that unit is battle line, you can also select one friendly Skitarii unit that is not battle line within 6 inches. At the end of the phase, each time one of those units advances, do not make a roll, add 6 to the advance roll. Yes, that's quite different. So basically, you can auto advance 6 with up to 2 units. One of them means one has to be battle line, one has to be non-battle line Skitarii. Pre-calibrated purge. Let's do lethal dosage first, because it's right there. Also different. Select an enemy. Until the end of the phase, ranged weapons have lethal hits for an Adeptus Mechanicus unit. So all these stratagems are completely different. Pre-calibrated purge solution is a new one. And one Adeptus Mechanicus unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. If that unit is battle line, you can also target one friendly Skitarii unit, excluding battle line within 6 inches. Until the end of the phase, each time one of the unit makes a ranged attack, if the target is the attacker within your opponent's deployment zone, you can reroll hits. That's a lot of words to say. Choose 2 units, and they can reroll hits against the unit deployment zone. And these out this week. They are on a 2-week pre-order. Bulwark Imperative, which was 1 CP, is now 2 CP. Choose a unit. If it's battle lines, choose the Skitarii unit. It's not battle line within 6. Gain a 4+ in 1. So you've lost. Which one have you lost? Vengeful Fallout? Yeah, Vengeful Fallout's gone. Radzone Core. Very different. Very different. From the index. Targets multiple units with strats, which is nice. More wounds are better. Okay. I think it's fine. I don't know AdMech very well, so I'm sure I'll be told I'm wrong. There is Skitarii Hunter Cohort. Okay. I'm sure Tom has wrote all this down. I've just ignored it. He has wrote it all down. He has wrote it all down. Skitarii Hunter Cohort, which is the old Styges 8-1. Clearly doesn't trust my shit anymore. Well, it says 2 CP, 1 Skitarii unit gets a 4+ in 1. That's not right. 2 CP, 1 Skitarii unit, if it's battle line, another one gets it. That's very different. Very different. Skitarii infantry, mounted, and Iron Strike Ballistari units have stealth, and each time ranged attack targets a Skitarii unit for your unless he targets within 12, you gain benefit of cover. So it is the old Styges 8. It's the old -2 to 8. If you're over 12, you get cover as well. They have a bunch of enhancements. There's one to give a Skitarii Marshal, allows you to redeploy 3 Skitarii units, and they can also go Strat Reserve, which is called Veiled Hunter. Battle Sphere Uplink, which is any Skitarii model. After unit is shot, that unit can move 6 inches. So yeah, after this bearer's unit has shot, the unit can move 6, which is quite nice on Skitarii units. Which other ones have we got? We've got Clandestine Infiltrator. The bearer and the models at any unit have infiltrators and scout 6 inches. So infantry and scout, which is really good for move blocking. Really good for like forward deploy. Board control, like nice and early board control, which is quite cool. And then finally, there is Canoptek Thrall Net. You can get both doctrines in both turns. So some nice enhancements there. I like the Infiltrator and Scout, which is cool. I like the Redeploy, which is nice. And the Move Shoot Move, which is also good. So there's like 3 good ones there. There is 6 stratagems. One of them to give Skitarii and Taraxi or Dragoons a 5+ Fin of Pain. Now, I don't have all the names of these. I'm just reading off Tom's notes and we'll have a look. But there's one to give Skitarii units Advance in Charge, which he says nice for doggos. 1 CP, any opponent's fight phase, pull 2 Skitarii units off in Strat Reserve. Obviously, that is always very good. It's called Program Withdrawal. 2 Skitarii units, or 1 Skitarii unit, and one Skitarii mounted unit. Take them off the battlefield, come down next turn. There's +1 CP. That is 2. Which one's 2 CP? Oh, the Biharic Offense, which is the next one. Select 2 units anywhere on the board. They get +1 AP against 1 enemy unit, but most target that one. So again, this is like the War Dog one, the Helverin one, where they both target the same unit. So Dragoons are Skitarii. Did I not say that? I don't know when I said that. That's fine. And then Skitarii infantry can be targeted within 12. So you've got the Cloud of Flies. Give them learn opportunity until the end of the phase. So some nice stratagems there. Being able to give yourself 5+ Fin of Pain. Give yourself Advantage Charge, which is cool. And being able to pull off the board is nice. So Skitarii Hunter Cohort even. Skitarii Hunter Cohort. It's defensive. With good board control and lots of tricks. Now, being able to infiltrate, being able to scout as well, being able to redeploy, being able to move, shoot, move, being able to pull off the board and then re-deep strike, which is great. Advance and charge. I think this one has a lot of legs. Lots of legs. Lots of legs, like the new Mini. Advance and charge Dragoons with auto advance 6 if Dragoons are still Skitarii non-battle. Let's have a look. Dragoons. Dragoons. Sidonian Dragoons. Skitarii. They are not battle line. They do have the Skitarii keyword. And so do the other ones. So advance and charge Dragoons when they move in 10. Can you make them auto advance 6, did we say? Advance and charge. You can't auto advance, but you can add advance in 6. Laughs in empty wallet. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good. Obviously, the T7 move 10. They have stealth, naturally, which is nice. So they're quite defensive. They're going to get the benefit of cover if they're over 12. So they're going to benefit from that. They've got advantage charge. You can give them 5 up feeling of pain. This one's really good. This is actually really good. Dragoons. Let's put Dragoons. There you go. Yeah, Skitarii Hunter Cohort is actually really nice. I think that one has a lot of play. Do they have the Sicarian keyword? I don't think they do they? No. Cool. Okay. Skitarii Hunter Cohort, probably my favourite so far. Data Swarm Conclave. Data Swarm Conclave. So this is the one that is good for the old Electro Priest. Okay. Cataphront Electro Priest detachment. Choose one to be active for the Cult Mechanicus. Okay. You select one at the start of the first battle round. You either give them extra AP within half range, or you give them +1 strength and attacks if they charged, which is fine. Again, Cataphrons and Electro Priest, good units, but just very, very limited. I think that's going to be the problem with a lot of detachments. They make them sound really good, but then they're like, these units only, and these units are like, there's like 2, you know? And the same with this. There's 4 units, but they're the same kit. So anyway, let me tell you about it. So there's a Tech Priest enhancement to turn off battle shock on a unit once per game. Tank Priest, Tom's called it. Every damage characteristic goes to what he's shooting and flying my face. Yeah, Manticle of Gnosticarch. Each time an attack is allocated to the bearer, it's Tech Priest only. Change the damage to 1. And then there's make both detachment buffs active for the unit it's attached to. So that is called Data Blessed Auto Sermon. Once per battle, the start of your command phase, you select the Benediction or Omnisci you did not select to start the first battle round. Till the start of your next command phase, both are active. Did the Data Smith still come with lower movement value? I think so, yeah. Oh no, they're the same movement value. They both move 6. Yeah, both move 6, Ash. And then there's a Tech Priest upgrade to give him fight first. So stratagems now. 1 CP for Cult Mechanicus. Give out a 4+ fin of pain, but only against mortals. +1 CP to +1 to wound in the fight phase for Cult Mech. 1 CP to 4+ fight on death if they've not 4. And then 1 CP, choose a unit within 18 inches. If they fail, they are -1 to hit. which is fine. And then roll a d6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches of a selected cult mech unit. On a 6 is d3 mortal wounds, or a 5 for Electro Priest. And then Luminescent Blessing, 4+ invuln in your opponent's shooting phase. So 1 TP, Cult Mechanicus unit, you gain a 4+ invuln. So this is all for Cult Mechanicus units. They don't target any Skitarii things in here. They all target Cult Mechanicus. I think most of them are pretty trash. You know? 4+ Feel Pain against mortal wounds is pretty trash. Plus, really the fight phase is alright. But like, breaches may be okay. Like Electro Priests aren't that great. They've not got a very good ability. Is this detachment very good? No. No. I think Datasheet Conclave, very, very limited. Limited to units you don't care about. Nah. I think that's probably the best way we can put it. So, like, Electro Priests aren't super exciting. Breaches and Destroyers are kind of exciting, but they're not great. I think people don't really care about the track stuff. So, that's Datasheet Conclave. We've got Explorator Maniple, Cohort Cybernetica, which is the robot one. So, 2 to go. So, Explorator Maniple. Explorator Maniple. At the start of your command phase, select one objective marker. Until the start of your next command phase, that objective marker is your acquisition objective marker. Each time the detective model makes an attack, if that model's unit is within range of your objective marker, or if the target is in range of the objective marker, you reroll a wound roll of 1. They give out reroll wound rolls of 1 against or on the whilst you're on or against that objective, which is quite cool. You have 4 different enhancements: the Magos, the Janitor, the Logi, and the Artisan. So the Magos is, well, the Magos, sorry, is Tech Priest on a 4+, 4+ regain a CP whilst you're on that objective marker. You've got Genitor, which is 4+ invuln save for the Tech Priest and its unit on this selected objective marker, which is kind of good. Tom said, think of a brick of Cataphrons on a mid-objective, giving them all a 4+ Feel Pain whilst they're on that objective, which is nice. And obviously that objective can move every command phase, which is kind of cool. Logi, given +1 to hit and wound against enemy units on the acquisition objective. You're already reroll your ones. If you really want something to die on that objective, that's quite good. And then Artisan, change a hit, a wound, a damage. Sorry, let me just double check. A hit, a wound, or a saving throw to an unmodified 6 whilst you're on that objective marker. So you probably want to take all of these enhancements because they're all quite good. Maybe the Magos one is probably the one you could drop if you really needed to. But like all of these enhancements are really good, but only on that objective. So it's very limited. It's just like, fuck that objective, or I'm gonna fuck on that objective. There's like no in between. You know? If you're on the objective, you're having a great time. Anything else, you're just mediocre at best. You know? You get like 4+ invuln whilst you're on that objective. You know? Kind of good, but you got to be on that objective. But as Tom says, detachment is cool because it applies to all AdMech units, not specifically Cult Maker Skitarii. Yeah, but it's all AdMech units on or shooting that objective, which is actually arguably more limited. Lots of snaking off an objective to trigger. Yeah, literally, that is just all you're going to be doing. You're just going to be like, that objective in particular, I'm going to be tagging it with every mod of the army. You know? I have to. I need the 4+ invuln. I need the +1 to hit wound. So let's have a look at the stratagems now. Let's have a look. We've got cached acquisition. If you have a unit destroyed on that objective marker, you make it sticky, which is cool. So you now get sticky objectives if you lose a unit on that objective. So you can put something cheap on there. Oh, I've lost it. Oh, well, it's sticky now. It's in a bit. Priority Reclamation, which is also 1 CP. You can consolidate 6 inches as long as it ends on the acquisition objective. So you're just going to be like charging, going, I'm going to shoot everything on this objective. Wait, I'm going to consolidate onto this point now. That's actually going to be really good on stuff like Dragoons, as we've already mentioned. Dragoons looking pretty good. But being able to consolidate 6 inches onto a point is really, really strong. But that can be countered by your opponent because they have to consolidate to the closest enemy unit first. If they can't make the closest enemy unit, they go on to the objective and then they can consolidate 6, which is quite cool. Info Slave Skull, 1 CP, Tech Priest model, command phase, within 24 inches of another marker. You can make that one count as your acquisition marker. That's actually really good. Does it need line of sight? It doesn't need line of sight. So you're probably going to be spending 1 CP every turn to go, I'm holding this objective, that's my acquisition marker, and that one over there is as well. So that's really good. So Info Slave Skull, you can choose 2 objectives essentially. You go, I'm going to hold this one, that's my acquisition, and that one over there is also my acquisition. So Explorator Maniple looking quite strong actually. So 2 objectives being get all these buffs for your enhancements. That's going to be great. That's going to be great. Thanks, Randall Reigns. Appreciate it. Very kind of you to say. You've got auto regular retrieval for TCP. One you get out of a transport this turn gets +1 to wound shooting units on the acquisition objective. Just get out of the transport. You also get +1 to wound. Those 2 objectives are gonna fuck. Incense exhausts. 1 AdMech vehicle within 6 inches of AdMech infantry grants stealth and cover. That is the first ability in this detachment that doesn't care about the objective. And then reactive safeguard. Opponent's charge phase, AdMech infantry can get back into a transport if they are targeted, and infantry is on the point. So 1 objective infantry unit within range of the acquisition objective marker that was selected at the time of a charge. So you can get back in the transport as long as you're on the objective. What's the ability from transports? So you can give out stealth and cover for 1 CP when you've targeted to infantry. If you're within range of a vehicle with the smoke keyword. You can add 1 to wound when you get out. If you target a unit on an acquisition marker. So add 1 to wound for 2 CP. So now you re-roll your wounds of 1 because of the detachment. The 2 CP strat is to add 1 to wound. And then if you are targeted a charge, you can get back in the transport as long as you're on the objective. I think this was quite good, but you are going to be spending 1 CP a turn to make both objectives acquisition markers, which is going to give you your entire army re-roll wound rolls of 1. On the Doom Rider if that unit shoots. I think so. Yeah, that's what we said, didn't we? You can re-roll the wound. You re-rolled the wound with fire support. So now you're getting re-roll wounds to get out that transport. You can spend a CP to add 1 to wound after you get out of transport, and then you can get back in. So I think this one's really good, but it's very expensive command points wise. So really strong on paper. CP heavy. CP heavy as you're gonna make 2 objectives acquisition. So I think this one's really good, but it's going to be just a heavy. I don't know if AdMech have a way to use free command points or I know a lot of them have data tether to regain command points after you spend it on a transport unit or on a vehicle, which is nice. Like the Doom Rider has broad spectrum data tether, as does the Doom Crawler. But I think it's just going to be very expensive CP wise, because you're not going to, if you had like 3 a turn, it'd be great, but because you don't. So that one sounds quite good, just expensive command point wise, because as soon as you make the other one acquisition, all your enhancements are really good against it, your detachment's really good against it, but then you've only got 1 CP per battle round to play with, you know, which means you're never going to be able to use the disembark and get to +2 to wound. So then finally we have Cohort Cybernetica. And this is the last detachment in the last book. This is built for robots, so Legio Cybernetica, which I believe is only Castellans and Data Smiths, gain the Doctrine Imperatives rule. So the Protector or Conqueror. But that is it. That's the detachment rule. Turns into fishing for 5+ refund. Yeah, literally. If you're getting 5+ refund, it's not so bad. But I think that detachment is just very expensive, command point wise. Really good. Really, really good on paper. Kind of expensive, probably in-game. Again, you are going to be making two objectives. The acquisition one, which is going to make your army really good. But it's just like the other ones, you're going to have to like... You're just not firing Overwatch if you want to do anything else, you know? If you want to use any of those stratagems, you can't fire Overwatch, which is kind of like a big thing. There might be a turn where you don't need 2 objectives to be... Come on, camera. There might be 2 turns where you don't need the objectives to be acquisition, but most of the time you will. So... Magical La La Land, it's going to be strong, but it's never going to happen. Yeah, I think, again, yeah, on paper, it sounds just really good. So, the enhancements in this Cohort Cybernetica, you have a Necron mechanic. Once a battle round, a vehicle or robot within 12 inches of tech priest can change the damage to 0, which is obviously like the same as the Iron King Votan stuff, which is quite nice. Lord of Machines, tech priest force enemy vehicle to take a leadership within 12. If they fail, they can't shoot at all. Which is kind of like the... Let's have a look. Opponent shoot phase. Select an enemy vehicle within 12 inches. Take a leadership test. If it's passed until the end of the phase, they are -1 to hit. So they're -1 to hit. If they fail, they can't shoot, which is the same as the Changeling. There's no points, Sajin. Signy. There's no points until the field manual. Emotionless Clarity. Tech priest within 12 inches can force it to automatically blow up. The Barrier King's enhancement is once per turn as well. Do not roll to determine whether any mortal wounds are inflicted. It is just automatic, which is cool. The End Stuff. Hey mate, how you doing? Did Destroy Lord and Standard Destroyers somehow survive? Yeah, the only things that lost were Neversaw Zandrek, Anarchy the Traveller, Oberyn, and then Normal Lord. Thought they were good for go for sure. No, it's just most of the fancast characters barring Trazin. Anyway. Did I miss one? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's an Arch Negator, which is range weapons gain the anti-vehicle 4+ on the Tech Priest model. It's fine. So the strats, you have 1 CP for +3 advance, +3 move, +1 advance to charge any AdMech vehicle into the next command phase, which makes your robots a little bit faster. There's auto divinatory training or targeting. Select an objective marker anywhere on the board. 1 robot or vehicle gains a BS of 3+ and ignores the cover ability when shooting units in range of marker. Well, that's really nice. That's really nice. It changes your ballistic skill. So if you got anything that gives yourself +1 to hit, you'll still get it. So you'll be hitting on 2s. For Legio's Cybernetica or AdMech vehicle. Machine Spirit Resurgent. 1 robot unit under half strength, reroll all under starting strength, reroll all hits. If you're below half strength, you reroll all hits and wounds, which is obviously good on your June calls and stuff like that. Machine Superiority. Robot or vehicle, once again, can fall back and shoot and ignore modifiers as well, excluding modifiers saving throws. This is the same as any other ignore modifier thing like Morty, stuff like that. It only affects the characteristics on the datasheet. It doesn't affect your weapons, which is pretty rubbish. But yeah, you can fall back and shoot and you ignore all modifiers to characteristics. And then you got Benevolence, Transcendent Cogitation. Choose a robot or vehicle. Both imperatives are active at once, obviously, because that's the detachment. They gain doctrine imperatives. Now you can give a unit both at the same time. And then finally, Benevolence of the Omnisire. Until the next command phase, robot or vehicle gets 6 up final pain and 5+ against mortal wounds. That's fine. That's fine. It's mediocre at best. Signate, like, in the back of every codex, it says, these are the points printed, but wait for a field manual, go there. So I'll wait for the field manual. The Cohort Cybernetica, detachment rule is meh. Strats are meh. And limited. Overall bad. This is the first company detachment of the codex. We'll give it a first company detachment out of 10. I should have put it on. I should have put it on a tier list. We'll give it a first company detachment out of 10 for how good it is. So they're all the changes for the AdMech. Let's have a quick catch up to see what there is, and then I'll go through the Necrons before we go. Castellan Robots, Datasmith loses infantry keyword whilst he's attached, which is really good. And the weapon profiles are swapped over, so the heavy phosphor damage 2 and the normal phosphor damage 1. Engine Seer now gives out a 5+ for no pain, which is obviously really, really good. I actually don't think this is a nerf. Maybe a nerf? Nerf? Question mark? Rather than giving out 4+ invuln, he gives up 5+ for feeling pain. A lot of the vehicles, like Dunecrawlers, already have an invuln, so that's really good. Cancel front breaches of lost range. Corpusari Priests, if they shoot a unit, they make the -2 move, but they are only 12-inch range, which is pretty cringe. Skitarii Infiltrators, they still have the -1 to battle shock unless you're within 12/6 of a battle line unit, they -2, but they also force a battle shock at the start of the fight phase, which is quite nice. The Sterilizers now have the same ability. Reroll ones if you're on objective. If you're within 6 inches of a battle line, you reroll all rolls, which is cool. The Dune Rider transport got twin linked on his rapid fire weapon, and also now you can't get out after it advances, but if you do get out and then they both shoot the same target, you get reroll wounds, which is cool. Dune Crawler gets if you're wholly within 6 inches, give out an invuln to infantry, which is cool. The Fuselage Bomber got slightly nerfed. The Stratoraptor got the weapon change as the other ones. The Rad Zone Core, which is the original one, the original detachment, got a lot better. A lot of the stratagems are very different. A lot of the enhancements are very different. But I think the overall detachment rule is way better, because obviously now you can't ignore mortal wounds by becoming battle shocked. It's either take mortal wounds or become battle shocked, and on a 5+ you take mortal wounds, which is, I think most people are probably going to go, I'm just going to take the mortal wounds on a 3+, because I'm probably going to take them anyway. So I think I'd rather go, you know what, I'll just take D3 mortal wounds. It's kind of annoying, but I'm not battle shocked, rather than going, I'm going to become battle shocked, and now I don't take any, because it's still on a 5+ now, which is obviously very good. And then overall you take way more mortal wounds and you become battle shocked every phase for things in the deployment zone, so it's going to be a little bit different. And it's got the enhancement to make your deployment zone essentially 6 inches bigger for that rule, which is obviously really, really good. So I think that's a pretty good detachment now. The Skitarii Hunter Cohort is actually probably my favourite. I think even with the Explorator Maniple, this gives you advance and charge, it gives you infiltrate, it gives you pick up, put down, it gives you loads of stuff. I think this one has my Iron Storm out of 10. That's my Iron Storm out of 10 approval. Datasheet Conclave is pretty rubbish. It's the one for the breaches and the Electro Priest. I think it's pretty rubbish. Explorator Maniple. This has loads of really good enhancements. The attachment rule's really good. All the strats are really good, but it's going to cost you at least 1 CP a turn. So I don't think it's that good after all, because as soon as you spend 1 CP on making 2 objectives, the acquisition ones, which gives you all your buffs whilst you're on or they're on the objective, you're just going to like absolutely slam on those 2 objectives, but you're going to be left with 1 CP. Isn't Iron Storm worth 1 win out of 8? I didn't take Iron Storm. I took Firestorm. And then Cohort Cybernetica is pretty rubbish. And Cohort Cybernetica is pretty rubbish. Okay. So that's AdMech. If you just tuned in, you want to know about Necrons, here's all the things that we pointed out. Vargard, Oberyn, Nemesis, Andrek, the Lord, and Anarchy, the Traveller are all gone. Warriors, reroll reanimation. They don't reanimate any more than normal. Reanimators only got 3-inch range now rather than whatever they were before. Cryptid Thralls don't have a Feel No Pain. Transcendent Catan can't get a 4+ Feel No Pain because he can't take enhancements, but they do have a 5+ now. Resurrection Orbs are once per battle, but you reanimate D6 rather than D3, and it's only at the end of every phase rather than the command phase, which is kind of interesting. Technomancers, you can no longer attach to Lich Guard, but you can attach them to Wraiths, and they got rid of the Canoptek Control node, which means they also got rid of Len Operative. The Monolith lost a toughness and gained 2 wounds, and the Royal Warden now allows you to fall back, shoot, and charge. In terms of detachments, Awakened Dynasty, which is the base one, they lost the Lone Operative enhancement that allows your counters being led by a unit, which is pretty meh, which means most of the army hits on 4s now. Annihilation Legion, which is the Destroyer one, is cool, but there's no good backline units that benefit from it. Canoptek Court is probably the best one. You have the Demon Shadow, and whilst you're in the Shadow, you reroll hit rolls all the time. If you're not in the Shadow, you reroll hit rolls of 1 for Cryptek and Canoptek units. So Cryptek's can attach to units, which is obviously really good. Obi-Son's Phalanx, it's pretty, it's the first company detachment. It's pretty rubbish. And the Hypercrypt Legion seems really good. This is the pick up, put down, the Grey Knight detachment. It's fine. If you got 2 monoliths, it's pretty good. If you don't pick it up. It's rubbish. And that is the new codexes for today. I'm sorry it's gone so long. Sorry my voice is crap. I'm filming a game with Tom on Tuesday, which I'm going to edit and put out as a battle report probably Friday or Saturday this week or next week. That is the plan. Until then, I'm going to be painting the new characters to use in the battle report. I'm using Orica the Diviner and probably the Translocation guy. I do have Imhotep as well to play with, but as you can see, he's still in box. I think Imhotep, datasheet wise, is still a bit meh because he didn't really change. Any changes to Silent King or Doomsday? Not that I can see now, mate. And Tom's using the sniper still, guys. So I can't wait for him to stand on top of a WTC building and stay over it. So that's all the changes. I'm going to go away and deep dive this from Monday where we can start writing some lists like I always do. I'm going to be live again at 7 PM on Monday as always. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks to people who became a member, super chatted, or gifted a membership. We didn't hit the goal, which means no giveaway, which means you're all suck. So I want you to go home and think about what you've done today, and hopefully you can join me again on Monday where we can chat about all the things. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks to Games Workshop for sending these through. I am filming a battle report with them on Tuesday, so please don't shout at me. And otherwise, I will catch you next time. Thanks everyone, and bye-bye for now. Is anyone live? Is anyone else live? Probably not during the day. Redirect. No one else is live. Bye-bye for now. Bye.